Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are
The Carbonation Conversation.
Reviewing the finale of Paramount Plus, Halo, Episode 9.
Transcendence.
But before we get into that, as always, if you like what you hear, like what you... I was about to say what you see. Wow, I just noticed that Kramer right there. Oh my God. This guy has a Kramer poster on his top right.
I'm waiting for you to say something.
Totally distracted me right now. But if you like what we do is what I'm trying to say. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell whether you are on Facebook, like on YouTube, Podbean, all of that extra shit. And before we get into it, as always, before we take our happy new beer, before we laugh and all of that good shit about the finale of this episode, because it was really good finale, we want to talk about something real quick. I don't know what today's date was, but all I know was last week was the 4th of July weekend, and as Ito had fun with his family, I had fun with mine. It was a good 4th of July in the city of Chicago-ish. And when I say ish, it's because some fucking madman decided to get some automatic weapons and shoot up one of the neighboring suburbs in the Chicagoland area. You can say Highland Park. I would say most people know Highland Park from like Home Alone and shit. I think Ferris Bueller was even shot there. And you know, it's just tragic and unfortunate. You know, like I say, we're kind of getting so numb to this. And
just ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's close to home. That was one of the most shocking things. I literally had to call my little sister because I heard she was traveling outside of Elgin, and I don't know how far that shit is, but you know, had to give her a call to make sure everything was okay. And that's fucking sad that she can't even celebrate. But I digress. Just wanted to say rest in peace. Our hearts go out from the Carbonation.
Shout out to all those people.
Now let's talk about a little lighter subject. We got our Modelo's here. Oh, we don't have our shot glasses for our shots out. We'll get that shit later. We'll get it later. But let's talk about this finale, man. It was shocking. Very, very action-packed.
Yes.
I really just want to talk about Halsey and be like, what the fuck is going on? But I can't because so much shit happened from last episode. Again, there was a lot of chaos going on. Halsey put, basically like a code red and told Riz and Vanek to suit up,
Exactly.
Kai was turned on. She got her ass whooped. And there was a great battle scene in the end. And on the other side, we also had McKee with the captain and the admiral and Miranda and then and the racist sergeant, not racist sergeant, but racist officer tasing the shit out of McKee and her touching the artifact and boom, pretty much wiping everything out.
Yeah, so this basically picks up right after that.
Yes, the aftermath. And what we see is just pretty much fucking chaos. It's like a nuke went off. Pretty much. You see Master Chief. I don't know if he's getting up from the floor. All I know is
he's getting up. He's bloody even.
Yeah, just rubble everywhere.
He goes checks on Kai. Goes to the room.
Awesome.
She is right.
Good.
Right.
Go.
Then goes to the room where the artifact was, only to find the burnt up racist MP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and,
you got it first.
And the injured Miranda.
Yeah, and Miranda basically saying that McKee took the artifact. And not only does she took the artifact, if you had any thought that McKee was possibly a good person, man, she is killing people here.
She's
like,
done
she
now.
Just, man.
It seemed like she was trying. And basically, we're humans.
Yeah, and it's sad because it just feels like she doesn't have a home anywhere now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, she basically kills both of the officers, and she is heading towards what we now will know is the Covenant ship.
Exactly.
How we know that is because Kai gets in a bit of trouble. And if I'm not mistaken, is it Riz or Vanek?
No, Vanek has a gun to Kai's head. Mm-hmm.
And they're just basically like, Chief, you're coming with me. And so so now we get the confrontation that we were all kind of waiting for, and that is when John, Master Chief, just tells Riz and Vanek that they were kidnapped. He basically repeats everything Halsey said during the interrogation scene. And I will say Riz does kind of give a certain look.
She gives a certain look, but Vanek's like, nah, fuck that.
Exactly.
You know,
she even kind of starts to pull down her gun a little bit back, like, get your gun up, Riz. And next thing we know, Miranda and Captain Keyes is behind.
Yeah.
And he confesses.
He confesses and confirms everything John is telling them.
And now we have basically like the fucking Avengers, Justice League. We got all the Spartans now.
John's like, we only have each other.
Yeah, and that was a really good scene. Obviously, I know we didn't have no time, but I was kind of hoping you might want to mention those chips in the back. But I guess we don't got time for that right now. And so, at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pouring these shots.
Yeah, this is when they tell him about the ship.
Vanek says if McKee is trying to go somewhere, because Halsey did kind of have a plan that McKee was going to bring, at least that's what she assumed.
Of course.
McKee was going to bring the artifacts to her. And so basically, John, Vanek, and Riz decide to go after McKee, and Kai is like, I want Halsey.
Right.
She is not playing at all. And so they both separate.
Right. Of course, they basically get to the hangar too late. She's pulling out.
McKee is gone.
She's gone.
Yeah. And I was pretty disappointed. And I was just like, fuck, y'all can't use that super speed and that super jump. Y'all can't reach her. She's gone. And also we see that Halsey is surrounded. We got Aiden telling her, like, let's go. And is correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm spoiling anything here, but
right.
Is this what Aiden tells her? He kind of gives her that message, like, we have other options, or is this the scene too?
I believe so.
Okay.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah, because
she says the package is secure.
Yeah.
We still have options. Yeah.
Okay, what did you think? I thought he was referring to the artifact, like they already knew, like she's gone. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? That's what I thought he was talking about.
Right.
Did you?
I mean, I didn't suspect what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
I mean,
that was fucking weird. I was like, okay, maybe they do. Maybe they really do believe McKee. I thought we were all on the same page. McKee is about to meet with him, but apparently that didn't happen. Trying to figure out where I am next. Where are we, though? As I take a happy new year.
Basically, they detect Halsey's ship come online. Kai makes it on time to damage, then board Halsey's ship. Basically fucks it up.
Yeah.
Sally tries to keep her locked out, but the door's no match for fucking Kai.
Yeah.
She fucking smashes that
She
shit.
went straight Terminator on him, bro. Like, and she was just steady asking Halsey, like, what's
my
name?
real name?
Yeah, who am I? Type of thing. And Halsey kind of plays it off. Who you need to be. Meanwhile, Aiden tries to pop her ass in the back
Which
of the
just
head.
pisses her off. And this is what I wrote. He feels her wrath.
Bro, she takes one arm and just throws him on top of the light panel, and like, he's dead, right? Because he looked
to
dead.
me, he was dead.
Okay. Bye, Aiden.
Bye.
Stupid motherfucker.
But this, of course, allows Halsey to run out and escape.
Yeah.
She Kai damages the ship, and it crashes. But of course, she comes out unharmed.
Dude, I thought she was done. I was so fucked up. I was like, bro.
I'm like, nah, she cool. She good. I'm like, she good.
Kill her in this finale, bro. You are not gonna do that. But no, like you said, she does her move. You see her hands come up, and you got the superhero theme music going in the background. It was really fucking cool. And so now I believe
we go. Miranda's lab.
Yeah.
John's like reviewing footage, and Cortana tells Miranda about Halsey.
Yes.
Basically.
Mm-hmm. And she was just like, hey, was Halsey intention?
Oh, no, about her journal.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
She was like, was Halsey intention to give McKee to bring the artifact? And Cortana was like, yeah, that was Halsey's intention, but I don't know if McKee was actually going to do it. And that was when John, he's just remembering all the things that they've been through in this very short period of time. And he remembers something that she said about the Asperger system. Like it looks like, along the lines, it looks like shattered glass, to a certain degree, I guess you can say. And that, you know, he kind of gets a light bulb in his head, you know, that switch goes on, and he tells Cortana to look up the gravitational field in the Asperger solar system. And at this point, you know, the Admiral's a little bit like, really, you still trust her? And he's like, you know, I do believe she was telling me some truth, not maybe everything, but I do believe we had a connection. And Cortana even believes that too. And
Cortana was on John's side, like, I believe it too.
And it's so funny because the Admiral says, oh, did you feel it too, Cortana? I thought she was trying to be snarky. And Cortana was like, yeah, I did feel something in my own way. So it's so interesting, you know, how
that's what they were saying, that
the
halo was meant to be revealed where the stars sparkle like that.
Okay.
So like you said, he had her test the gravitational field of the system, and she discovered it was had several, you know, it created a network of cosmic strings that can hide planets, basically.
I was so counting on your ass to write that shit down. I swear I was. I was like, man, that's a lot. Ito gonna do it though. Ito gonna do it. Good shit too. And so after they find this out, the Admiral goes, well, you know, I'm gonna send like 10,000 Marines, and he's like, you're gonna send them to their death. Just let us Spartans go.
Exactly.
And she's like, you have never been into that Covenant territory. We don't know what's out there. And he's just like, we got this.
Shout out to Silver Team.
Yes. He's like, send in the Silver Team. I want to meet the Black Team. Come on now. So, before they head out, there is a confrontation between Captain and John.
Yes, she basically tells him John must be buried on the battlefield, and only Chief can remain.
Yes, I'm sorry, Admiral. I don't know why I said Captain.
We knew John.
Yeah, and then after that, he does speak to the Captain as well. The Captain does try to apologize-ish to John before they go. And I really say ish because he didn't really say I was sorry. He just said, you know, we look at all the good you've done and we think everything that we did. And John just goes, he said there will be a reckoning.
Yeah, reckoning will come eventually, but not today.
Yeah, that was a very good line. I really like that. And
he also tells John where Halsey's ship was,
because after she escaped with the pod, they shot it down, and so it's people on foot looking for her now. Basically, she'll be found in a couple of hours. That's what he says. And
the spars get ready to take off, and Kai asks Vanek and Riz, like, "Were y'all really gonna shoot us, bro?"
Vanek
without hesitation, affirmative.
Yes, I was just like, dang, Vanek. And then Vanek goes,
both of them said shit
too. And then she's like, well, yeah, but, and he's like,
but I would have felt bad about it.
I know. So I'm really liking this relationship, and I can't wait to see what it has now, because now these guys start to develop fucking character, and it's really cool.
It's pretty cool when they take off. Basically, you see this a shot of the entire city, which I'm not going to all, but there was so many Easter eggs in there, like signs and names of stores and buildings. No, I didn't write that. I'm just saying that's something that if you guys want to look up, as easily could be found.
Oh hell yes,
that city. Yeah, there's like
comments.
There was a lot of them. I'm just like, I ain't gonna go on there.
Oh okay. Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. Damn, man, my ass, I'd be so stuck. Like, this entire series to me has been so fucking beautiful, like the graphics and everything. So I've just been like
we were talking about Halsey's diary earlier. That's like a bonus content in some of the games.
That's some good shit. So is this when they okay, so now Halsey is captured, and this is the conversation with Miranda. Miranda seems a bit.
Well, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
It cuts to Halsey and she's captured.
Oh, she just captured.
And then we go to the Covenant planet.
And I'm sorry, Miranda. I don't know why I got Miranda. I fucking hit the table and shit. Anyways, but Maki returns the Keystones, and is this the point where the High Charity asks her like what she wants to do, if she wants to go with them? Old boy's brother is like, oh, but you didn't bring us the demon head.
Right,
back.
exactly.
She's like, bitch, ain't the Keystones enough?
Right.
Like, I got them both. Like, come on, bro.
You promised the demon's head.
I know. I was like, dang, okay.
And Mercy was quick to dismiss it. Apparently.
Yeah. And so after she brings them, she leaves, and the brothers brothers haven't had this discussion
Right.
yet.
That's what it was. No, not yet.
Okay.
But that's what she asked, if she still has a place there.
Mm-hmm.
And he answers basically indirectly.
Yeah.
He doesn't really give her an answer.
Yeah, he's like, of course you're gonna come with us. Well, you know, when we go to the Halo, we got you.
This is when Mercy and Regret say they will use her and then discard her.
Yeah. And that's pretty unfortunate. I thought they would at least keep her.
I'm like, nah. It's just like bitch ass Halsey. Oh, we got her now. We don't need him.
Yeah, that is so true. And it's on both sides, which is crazy.
That's what's fucked up about it.
Yeah, that is really fucked up. So we are now back, and Cortana is talking to John, and she basically confesses. And she said back when Halsey got first planted in, I'm sorry, Halsey, Cortana, when she got first planted into John, and she said the question, I can't fully take over. Why is this? I thought it just meant fully embracing the knowledge of his subconscious. I had no idea she meant fully take over. Like, that was supposed to happen.
Yes, the only reason it didn't happen is because he needed John to touch the keystone. And that's why she said, oh, now that Maki's here, you could take over John. We don't need him no more.
Happy fucking New Year. I was like, holy shit. And John is just like, damn, well, why didn't you do it? And she says, the same, it is a real cliche line, but that is what makes us people, hope, harmony, the ability to change, the ability to love, all of that.
Halsey wishes to eliminate from humanity what makes humanity special.
Yes, and they do joke. He's like, okay, cool. So you'll never take over me then. She's like, well, at least not when. She makes a joke, kind of like saying, well, you need to be more beaten and battered for me to take over. Like half past dead or some shit. And they are off. Now, I do want to ask you, is there another scene after this that we need to quickly go to, or should we just talk about the entire travel to?
Well, I mean, this is
the planet.
Yeah, they basically start approaching the asteroid system.
Yes,
and you see stars disappearing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're like disappearing, and it was a rough ass ride.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of hits. You see Kai back there like putting out fires and shit, and I'm so scared for her because now I'm convinced that she's about to go this.
Calm down. I'm
just like, no, man, don't go. She's like, it's a fire in the back. Let me go do it. And then you see Riz in the back. Vanek is freaking the fuck out. And Cortana is at the point she's just like, follow my lead. Turn where I say, and she kind of helps him maneuver. But then they get to an area where it seems like the system shuts down and he is no longer able to get the navigation from Cortana.
Right.
And at this point, Cortana did mention that I liked how she mentioned the spaghetti because it reminded me of the fucking movie we just saw with the Marvel movie we just saw where she did Fantastic Four dude. Put him in the confetti because she was like, you can spaghettify it. Vanek was like, well, what the hell does that mean? And she was just like, disintegrate, like split into, what I'm saying? That made me think of Mr. Fantastic and what?
Scarlet Witch.
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. That's what it made me think about. So I'm just like, ugh. So you see John somehow trust himself, navigates through here. Like, he went into some mode. I don't even know if it had anything to do with the artifact or it was just him.
Yeah.
He went into some mode, gapped them through, and then boom, they go into the planet, and the planet looks fucking amazing,
Yes.
dude. And then I wrote this down. Spartan superhero landing. What the fuck, dude? They jumped out. Like, it was like, they're in the planet, but they're like, suit up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Like, even when they approach, they're like, this planet has no defense. They're like, likely because it's so hard to find.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
they did mention that. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, that's what. But they drop from Condor straight into battle mode. That's what
Yeah, and so at this point, we have the Miranda and Halsey confrontation scene where Halsey is there. Obviously, she's all bloody from the crash, and you know, Miranda just basically wants to kind of gloat in her face.
Yeah.
You know, she's just like, hey, you're basically getting the death penalty.
Yeah. Article 72.
Yep.
I wanted you to hear from me. At the same time, Keys is listening in.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
not, you know, just looking at her. When Halsey's just looking at her, and then Halsey does say something to the effect of, I didn't want this for you. I thought me shielding you from this would protect you, but you need to stop chasing ghosts. That was a specific line she said. And I was like, that's an odd comment. And then Miranda leaves. And like you said, Keys is all looking at her too. He's listening in and shit. And at this point in time,
You go to Maki. Maki, basically, all in her covenant attire, approaches the high prophets and the artifacts. Mercy's speaking, and at the same time, the honor guards are uniting the two artifacts.
And this time we got the
John and
silent killing.
Yeah, the John and Maki get a little sensation.
Yeah, and it's so funny. I love the when Bandit killed that guy. He picked up that needle and he's like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh
Yeah. There's
I
like,
love that fucking
it's like you really
needle.
can't write how badass the fighting scenes are and shit. So like that, these scenes are bad. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah. Even when fucking Kai sniped that guy, no one can remember your name. It's like, fuck Kai, Jesus.
Going crazy.
Yeah, and so basically they do get found out, you know, and a battle ensues. That's literally what I have on here. Like you said, I mean, Vanek is
it's a
kicking ass.
battle.
Riz is
Mercy
kicking ass.
orders the zealots. They look like elite miners or something like that.
Yeah, and at first they thought barely anybody was on the planet, and then all of a sudden these motherfuckers came
Cortana's
from
like,
the
there's
ground.
hundreds of them.
They're just like, what? 8, 44, 250? Like, what? How'd you just jump that fast?
Yeah, they're apparently hidden away in the mountains. And
I
shit.
know, and so and basically all hell breaks loose. The High Charity thinks that Maki has betrayed them, but old boy is just concentrated on getting the artifact and then killing John.
Then the brutes show up.
Yeah, and the battle is just not really going their way. And it's not for nothing because they are giving them some gold, but it was like fucking brutes and shit.
They're fucking showing up with
intense.
gravity hammers and spike rifles and shit.
Man, Riz got a sticky in the ribs.
Oof, yep.
Man, blew her ass damn near half past dead and shit. I said that twice. I'm not gonna say that anymore. But yeah, and at this point, Maki touches the artifact. She touches the artifact, sends her and John into the halo. Because she's touched it with, you know, the right coordinates, it shoots up and it actually puts the coordinates to where this planet is located. And I'm curious to know if you thought the High Charity, did they get the coordinates? I would assume he got it.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It wasn't enough time.
Oh, okay. I was just interested in how you
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, oh, you got the number right above you, my dude. Write it down. It was a lot. It was like longitude, latitude, you know, all that shit. And they're in the place, and Maki is like, I'm not leaving here.
Yeah, because at this time, like the big dude, Atriox, the big brute, he had John pinned down and stepped on it with his foot on his helmet.
Yeah, and John
so
isn't reacting.
the force when Maki touched the artifact knocked him off.
And
Now they're in the Halo together.
Yes. And she's like, stay with me. Obviously, we can understand where Maki is coming from. She ain't got no home at this point, like I said in the earlier part of the review. And John is just like, no. He's just like, I can't. Like, obviously, his people are dying, and he's just like, send us back. You know, this isn't real. Let's go. And she's just like, no, I'm not leaving. Now, here's the thing with me, with Maki in this situation. Did you really think your whole body was going to travel at this point? Like, you know you are not physically going to stay there.
Right.
And what ends up happening is, obviously, she looks down. We see the blood trickling from her, from her chest. She looking like Daenerys Targaryen, looking at Jon Snow and shit. And she dies.
Yeah, Kai kills her.
Yeah, John wakes up, and it's just like, I'm just like, well, my ship is fucked. It's like, I wanted Kai and John to get together. John wake up, and he's like, you? She's like, John, and then still chaos is going on, so they gotta they gotta keep fighting.
This is when John allows Cortana to take over.
Yes, and Cortana does definitely not want to do this. I do like how he, basically let, you say Atriox? Is that his name? He let him basically knock his ass out because that was kind of like the running joke. I only take over if you're half past. So boom, see, I almost said it fully. But yeah, and he takes over, and this was like me and Ito playing on one of those good nights when you're just feeling it. You in multiplayer and no one can touch you. Right. Cortana went off. If this is what people were waiting for, oh my fucking gosh, she went off and even picked up the artifact. She helped everybody get to the ship. She rescued and saved Riz because her ribs were broken from the explosion.
Yeah, she fucking snapped. This was fucking, that was awesome.
My only thing, what happens now? Can she just...
That's the point.
Off?
That's the point of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm so
that's what you gotta wait for season 2 for.
Yeah, and I am a little bit disappointed in that per se because I would have been like at least to see where John is. Maybe he's just like in a sunken place, like Cortana, you gonna let me back, Cortana, and then you just But that's just me. Now we go back. Halsey has had a seizure. At least that's what we. Well, it seems like it's a fucking seizure. Something is going on with Halsey. Yeah,
as soon as I saw the seizure, I knew.
No, I didn't even think. It didn't even fucking cross my mind.
Bitch. No.
And my whole thing, and then I started to think, is that even the Halsey? Has Halsey always been dead and she's just been doing this?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is she like you? I forget that one Chucky movie on Netflix where you find out at the end it's like 18 different Chuckies and he's like,
Seed of Chucky.
Yeah, it's just, he's like, witchcraft for dummies. It's like,
that's how it continues into the series. The Chucky series.
Oh, really?
There were just like multiple of them. That's it. Like straight.
Oh,
continues.
It literally. Oh, okay.
Straight continues. Shit. They even have like the old character, the kid from part 1 and shit, the real actor.
It's so funny because Child's Play 1, my son was actually, he kind of got through and he loved Chucky after that. So my wife thought it would be cool to watch the series. They told me about it. Apparently, it was a scene where he put something in his mouth when he was a kid, and they were just like, "Okay, we're gonna cut it out. This is it. This is over. This is it." Have you seen the series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good shit.
Then it cuts to a free Halsey writing in her journal.
Yeah. And she does have a monologue. She does do a monologue. I will say I do like when Miranda is just, that's not my mother. And then you see the Admiral's eyes going. But yeah, you get Halsey's monologue, and she's just basically saying something along the effects. And you wrote it down. Well, okay. Basically, in order for humans to evolve, they need to stop being emotion-filled bitches. Like Halsey is just
bitch
for the greater good. She walked away like the Asian dude in Jurassic Park.
That's the thing. It's like we're not, like if we go her way, it's like we're not human anymore.
Yeah.
That's what makes us human is our emotion. You know what I mean? So it's like that's like you take our emotions away. We're not human anymore.
Exactly.
We're just fucking robots that can die.
That's the crazy thing to me. It's like our technology is getting to the point where we just want to be robots, and then we have shit like Bicentennial Man and Real Steel, with robots having the possibility of emotion, them becoming humans. What the fuck?
iRobot.
Oh man, Logan saw that movie a week ago. He fucking loved it.
I bet he did.
Loved it. He's like, Daddy, can we watch the movie with the robots in the wink?
In the wink.
I was like, oh, iRobot. I was like, yeah.
But then, basically, the show closes with Kai in the cockpit trying to talk to Chief to see if John is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Chief is just like,
I'm not even
non-responsive.
Yeah. I was just like, Cortana can speak, right? She could just tell them, right?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know how that works.
How to talk,
you would
right?
think, but
yeah, it was a bit. I mean, bad. Wreaked havoc, though. Wreaked havoc. Anything else you're looking? I guess. What are you looking forward to in season 2? Because obviously the big thing is Cortana and John.
of course, that's number one. But then, the relationship in Silver Team. You know what I mean? How that's going to evolve now. Are the other two going to take their things out? You know what I mean?
Who's Halsey going to be representing? Do you think Halsey and like the high chair is just going to make some horrible ass agreement?
That'd be some crazy so shit, right?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Give you a rating.
Oh shit! If I was, there's so many streaming services, so I don't want to poo-poo on this shit to be like, well, for a Paramount Plus streaming service, this was a good show. I think it was a good show.
Paramount Plus is annoying, period.
Yeah, well, yeah, that shit is. I would say I would give it a solid 7 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, okay, good shit.
Happy New Beer to Halo.
Yeah, and definitely with the credit right there, my God. Definitely check out our newest series. We will be reviewing FX, The Old Man. Definitely, if you like the music in the background for this series, you like all the crazy shit and the sound effects that Mo be putting in the background, and you want to see more from Mo, don't ever hesitate to hit up MoBeats89 on all platforms. And if you want to holler at him directly, just add an @gmail at the end of that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are the Carbonation Conversation. As always, don't drink and drive.
Drink and vibe.
Peace.